What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Hey Pumpkin. I'm Marreo. We're gonna start this all over. I'm gonna I'm gonna do this all over again, but we ain't gonna start over. I'll just edit it out. All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Hey Pumpkin. It's Marreo here. So we got something new for you today. We're not gonna do the clips and everything. We're gonna just have a conversation. So here's the question. Have you ever stayed in a situation longer than you should have? Are you good at knowing when to say enough is enough? So today we're going to dig into just that, knowing when to say enough is enough and when to walk away, whether it be love, friendship, professional, we're going to discuss when is it okay or when do you know it's okay the time to walk away. So before we get into the discussion, let's bring our co-hosts to the stage. Let's say hello to Brian, aka DJ Evox. What's going on, Brian?
Not a whole lot. Just the usual.
I'm so excited.
I'm sorry. I wish I had more to share, but
oh no, ain't that it? Ain't that it? And everyone's favorite mama, Momma Kim.
Good morning, afternoon. I'm not acting like Brian, but I'm acting like Brian. I'm gonna bring the energy later on, honey. I'm trying to still wake up from that night shift.
Sweetie, you was off today.
Sweetheart, my day ended at 9:30
a.m.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
ma'am.
Oh, okay, I see you woke now.
Woo!
Nonetheless, ain't that it? Ain't that it? How's everyone's week been going so far? We know you tired as hell, or allegedly, and you supposedly was on the sick and shut in, allegedly. Brian, how's your week been?
It's honestly, that's probably part of the reason that I was so unenthusiastic. This week has just been a drag. Not in any bad way. It's just been slow at work. It's been just kind of generally boring. So yeah, it's been kind of a drag.
Really, my week has gone by so quickly. Honestly, I think probably is because we were getting ready for a district visit today that we had today. So, but it's been going by. Actually, I have to say my days lately have been going by quickly. Go in at 7. We don't open till 10. So by the time we open, a good portion of my day is done. Before you know it, it's time for lunch. We get an hour for lunch. Come back from that, and your day is done. It's like no downtime there, which I enjoy. I definitely enjoy that. So
you stay busy the whole time. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah. So it works for me. It definitely works for me. Well, Brian, I must say, I'll pull this up. You missed a great time. We all went to Toronto to celebrate P's 40th birthday, and we all went on a boat ride. Ryan, it was really a good time. I think that was probably the highlight of the trip. Highlight, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
going on there.
You guys, was it just this group on the boat, or were you sharing it with somebody else?
No, it was just us.
Nice.
Yeah,
cool.
It was just us. So. Yeah, it was really nice. We were scared at first because Reggie had to call. He had talked to the guy before we left the hotel. But then in the car, he called him again, and dude wasn't answering. So we was like, oh shit, But it all worked out. Dude.
No, Brian. The funny part was because he said we looking for a boat with a black top. The first boat that pulled up, it looked like a fisherman boat. I said, okay, we all about to get on this.
Right.
And then probably like 5 minutes later, you see the yacht coming behind it. I was like, woo. And it was really nice. It was a really
nice. The captain was nice. His helper was really sweet and nice. So it was just a good time overall. No, a good weekend overall, honestly. But it just went by so quickly. It was like we got there and it was time to go. We went really quick. So
the time was had.
It was. And I think you guys went
definitely
there.
Sorry that I missed it.
last year, correct, Ryan?
23 is when we
Oh,
went.
that's
Okay.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
2 years ago. So you were familiar with the area and everything like that. So it was good.
Yeah, Toronto was actually one of my favorite cities. It had been a while since I'd been there, but yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Okay. Cool. What's your shirt say? Pray for me. What?
Pray for me. I'm petty.
Mm, that would be true because I saw that little clip you put in that chat with Miss Pat. I was like, I didn't even respond to it because I knew you was being super
I
petty.
was
Super
you
petty.
ain't give me what I was looking for, so
No, I'm not. I'm moving on. I've matured. I've matured, so I'm not even going there.
I wore this just for you. I had to go pull it out because Reggie had bought this for me a couple years ago. So
Brian, we'll fill you in on the shenanigans if Marcus hasn't already filled you in on the shenanigans.
mhm.
I don't think he has. So yeah,
Oh, we'll have to fill you in on them
Right.
offline. Anyway,
roger that.
yeah. It was quite an adventure, not for me, but quite an adventure for a couple of individuals.
Yes.
So we'll see. All right, guys, y'all ready to get into this discussion?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I was listening to this song. I don't know if you guys are familiar with K. Michelle. She got this song called "Miss You Goodbye." And so just listen to some of the words. She was like, I miss you in the day, miss you in the night. But the chorus part of it said, miss you goodbye. So it kind of made me think about like, well, when, how often we stay somewhere too long, stay in situations too long, and then you can still miss people, places, things, so to speak, but you just have to know when it's time to let those things go. So I guess my first question is, have you been in a situation, have you experienced that yourself? Like just not knowing when it was time to let go?
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think in a lot of different, and you should mention in the intro talking about whether that's friendships, relationships, professionally. I'd say I've experienced not knowing when to let go in all of those,
Mhm.
um, and yeah. So, and it's a very good question, and it's one that even though I would say I've moved on from all of the situations that prompted those questions, I don't know that I have all the answers today. Still,
Yeah. Yeah.
And I agree with you, Brian, just for the closure piece, because I definitely, especially now that I'm 58 and I can go back and think about me having children and staying in relationships because of these children, and then staying at jobs because I have to take care of these children, or just definitely friendships that you stay with them because out of longevity, I guess. Like this is my friend since elementary school, but now we grown and we are moving in two different directions.
Mhm.
But when is enough is enough, and you don't know, you really don't, because a part of you, me for instance, I'm loyal to a fault. I've been in abusive relationships and I stayed, and it was a lot of it because of fear. But then again, it's that loyal piece also.
Mhm.
And then one day you wake up, and I can say, like, I was in a relationship for 10 years. And one day I woke up, I said, you have to go.
Mhm.
I cried, but I never let him come back.
Mhm.
But I always like, okay, what would my life have been if I would have stayed even longer, right? Because 10 years is a long time.
Mhm.
But now I'm
hmm
just like, okay, it is I'm not gonna say it's easy, but I have a little bit more willing to be okay without it.
Mhm. So what was the catalyst that allowed you to wake up one day and say, "Listen, this is enough"?
One day they didn't come home. And this is of course before cell phones and all of that stuff. And I was like, I'm here with three damn kids. You in the streets. why am I keep putting myself through this?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, baby boy, you gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
And he thought it was sweet, baby. He came with his friend. He like, I ain't going nowhere. I said, you are going today. I can't keep doing this. And when he left, it was like this light bulb, this weight, and all these things start happening for me in a good way. I got my GED, I got a car, I was Section 8. Cause I'm like, I'm struggling the whole time I'm with him. And he left, I got my Section 8 certificate, I got my GED, I was able to go to college. All these things start happening in a good way because I said enough is enough.
Mm-hmm.
But it took me a long time because the whole time I struggled I tried to go to get my GED 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
And each time I'm feeling like I'm getting that stride, he go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
So now I don't have a babysitter. So I'm like, dang, I can't even go to class because now who gonna watch my kids? I got 3 little kids. So all of them things. And when I let that weight go, all of these things start opening up for me, and I was able to start becoming successful. And I wasn't before.
Gotcha.
So I held on and kept holding on. I'm like, I'm not enough, and I'm not pretty enough. I'm not good enough, and all these things. And when I let him go, just good things start coming my way.
Okay. Brian, what was the catalyst for you that for what did you said, hey, I'm out of here?
So I'm just trying to think of a particular example, but I'd say my most recent job that I left, that one was that partly I was obviously applying for jobs and I knew that I was going to leave eventually, but I was still like I had that job for 10 years. Um, and I wasn't particularly attached to anything about the job so much as I was the habit of the job.
Gotcha.
Like it was comfortable, it was familiar, it was, the idea of going and doing something completely different where, you aren't an expert in everything that you're doing, and you don't have your footing, you're not centered where you want to be. Like that's scary. And like it even though I knew that taking the new job that I got, the one I have now, was a move to better myself for the future, I'm not gonna lie that I had to convince myself to take it rather than just saying it was like I logically I knew what I was going to do. Emotionally, I had to pull myself there.
I got you. And I can empathize with you on that, especially with from the work perspective. I was with Kroger for almost 20 years. And
Yeah.
so never did I think I would leave Kroger, honestly. Even as unhappy as I was at times, I was like, it was familiar. I was comfortable. And
Yeah.
then the good days, I would just cling to those and say, listen, this is how it is. But when I realized I wasn't going anywhere really, or wasn't going
Yeah.
in the direction that I wanted to go, let's say that. And so that was part of the decision for me to kind of leave them and say, listen, I'm not getting what I need out of this. But it was difficult because I grew up in with the mentality of, listen, my work is my identification, so to speak. And so that's who I am. And so and then also grew up with like, hey, you find a job, stick with it, retire from there, yada yada yada, all that kind of stuff. So it was like unheard of for me to say, oh, okay, it's not working and I need to move on. But even as on the unhappy days, it was like, oh well, this is what you're supposed to do, stick it in, stick it out, that kind of thing. But when the decision was made, it was kind of twofold decision, of course, moving, and then also so that just helped to push it along. Honestly, it was
Sure.
like, okay, moving. So now, though I probably could have transferred with the company, it was like, no, I'm not. It's drawing a hard line in the sand, and I'm leaving it behind. So, but it wasn't easy. and it wasn't easy. And I have to be honest, I find myself still sometimes missing certain aspects of that job. Because it wasn't all bad and it was rewarding in certain cases, especially dealing with the associates each day in and day out when you make those connections and something like that. So I find myself missing when I go into Kroger now, and then I find myself analyzing some of the things that they should be doing differently, even though I don't know what the standards are now, but they ain't changing that much. So I assume some of these things are still the same. And I even find myself like, I hit up Lisa, I'll be like, hey, Lisa, now I know this U scan ain't supposed to close at 7 p.m. And where's the manager at? Why they ain't on the floor? All those things like that. Like she could tell me, she's all the way in Vegas, like she can tell me what they should be doing in Texas. However, but still finding myself kind of tied to the rights and the wrongs of the company. So I definitely empathize with you on that. So to your point too, Brian, I guess I would say I can identify with each group, whether it be love, whether it be friendship, whether it be work as well. Because we all know, me and friends, we ain't friends, you know what I'm saying? Which is interesting because I was in the car with Reggie while we were in Toronto. And so we were like talking, I'll be 50 in a couple of years. And so he was like, oh, what are you going to do for it? And I was like, I don't know. I said, I got to see what my headspace is in when it gets closer to that time, because I don't want to mentally expect to do something grand. And then I'm not there. And I was like, and he was like, well, everybody will come and everything. I said, no, I don't know about everybody gonna come, because I'm, listen, my list is getting shorter and shorter. And interesting about that is this. My therapist told me probably 6 to 8 months ago, he was like, listen, you're going to have to lose some people in order to, how did he say it? You have to lose some people to create a better energy to attract what you really desire. And I was like, I said, no, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. He and I was going back and forth about this. I said, no, I don't think that's right. But fast forward to 6 to 8 months later, and I see it now, and it's and see it from a place that I'm at peace with these relationships running their courses. Not whereas before I felt like, just like my work, I identify with, I let my job identify who I am. And then also I did that with some friendships as well too. Oh, if I'm friends with such and such, that makes me feel whole. But realizing that I'm whole with or without them. And it hasn't been an easy journey, but I'm definitely more at peace each and every day with saying, listen, I'm okay. No hard feelings, no love lost. I'm just okay. Let the chips fall. I mean, I don't say let chips fall with it because that sounds bitter, but I'm just, I'm at peace with it. And he and I talked this past week, and I was like, yes, I'm really at peace with it. Some of them
find peace. You have to find peace with it.
Because honestly, I didn't. When I get what you're saying about having to find peace, but it is coming more naturally than I ever thought it would. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe it's just natural evolution. Like, hey,
no, it's a growth. We are even in our old ages. Well,
hold on.
I said not child, but in my old, getting like in 2 years, I'll be 60.
Yeah.
So, like you saying 50, and I'm like 60, and like I told Pierre, I was like, and I sent him like, oh, let's just go to, and it like a few of us go to wine country and drink some wine, just something relaxing, nothing like grand. I'm just like, now I'm just in a different space. And it took me a long time.
Yeah.
So for you to say this now, like, I wish at 48 I could be where you're saying now that you're getting to. I didn't get and figure this stuff out until I was 50.
Yeah.
And it was a fight within myself, because nobody was holding a gun to my head. I was holding a gun to my head to be there for everybody, to be the person for the job. Like I'm getting with before I got fired from the job I got fired from before Amazon, I was going to work early. I was there before everybody else. I was doing, the kids loved me, the staff loved me, everybody was loving me. But in the same sense, when I first started there, I had sick feelings every day I would walk in that job. And I was there almost 15 years. And I was like, I thought, like you thought, I was going to retire from this job. This was going to be, I'm going to still be in Cincinnati. I never thought that I would ever be out of Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was going to be my place. That's where I was going to be. And nothing ever prepared me to these moves that I've made, which have made me better. But if I could go back these 20 years of, I would have never thought I would be here. Yeah. But the involvement, evolve. You evolving every single day. You are finding the peace in your spirit, because people will try to tell you where to get your peace, how to get your peace, how to be. They ain't all the way together. So how you gonna tell me to be together? Because you don't even know yourself. So now when you have these discussions with yourself, like I do all the time, I'm having discussions with myself to get up, to go do a good job, or, be there for people. Now I'm just like, hey, if you can't do this for me, I can't do that for you. Before I'm doing it. Now I'm like, and I'm not losing no sleep about it.
Yeah, and that's the key. That's the key. Yeah, that is the key. Being able to move and operate and not losing any sleep. Because I don't know if I mentioned this before, because I've said this to somebody. I think I might have been talking to P about it, so I don't know if I mentioned it with you guys or not. But your booth there, Brian, gave me a label one time that I did not necessarily care for. Though it was it had some validity to it. It wasn't good to hear when he said that I was the king of second chances, and I was like, "Ooh, I don't like." True, yes.
Right.
Hard to hear, yes. You know what I'm saying? And it helps me to reevaluate some things and say, well, why do I do those things? And so when I kind of do that with that in-depth look at myself and have those self-conversations, like realizing that I felt like in some cases, maybe some part of me needed some part of other people to make me feel like I'm somebody or I'm a complete person. Hence giving multiple chances when I know it ain't gonna work out. You know what I'm saying? I dated this dude for longer than I should have. Sure. And it was a horrible situation. I mean, the situation was horrible. Like, I'm going to work. He had no job. I'm going to work. He just coming in. You know what I'm saying? From hanging out with it. I'm like, look at this, but then accepting that, you know what I'm saying? And then hanging on in there, this and the third, and wop, and break up, get back together, break up, get back together. And I'm like, so that's been my what do you call it?
It's your journey.
I guess that's
maybe not your journey, but yours.
That's what I've done. Yeah, I've done it. So I've done a relationship. I've done it, friendships, this and the third. And by no means am I a perfect person. So I won't sit here on this pedestal and be like, oh, you're doing this to me. Because, but I think whether it be love, friendships, and even work, I give 100% or more to all of those things. And so in some cases, you have to, maybe sometimes I've set my expectations too high. And so when I'm in my growth era right now, I'm looking at it like, listen, let people be who they are, deal with them accordingly.
There you go.
And
that's how you have to be. And if you don't do that, that's where you have that angel on one side, the devil on the other side, and it's pulling you and you don't know which way to go. But when you find that peace, because that's what it's really part of your peace.
Oh
and
yeah.
when you start finding that, is nobody can then break it. Because I was watching, I guess he's a comedian because he does like little memes, and he said your piece is priceless.
It
Why
is.
would you let somebody take it away from you?
Mhm.
I was like, come on, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we do that because that's who we are as humans. Because, like you said, these second chances, these third chances, and a lot of times it's the fear of being alone and a fear of getting to know somebody else. You know who that person is. You know what the job is. It's muscle memory, like you said, Brian. You was going in there for 10 years. You was the best at your job and you knew it. But then you going into a new space and you like it. You was kind of talking fear into your body, and now you there, you like, why was I so afraid? But of course, it was the unknown. How can you not be afraid? Because if you're not afraid, how are you saying that you're human? People say,
Well,
"Oh, I'm afraid." I'm like, I'll be afraid all the time,
Right.
and that's
and
me being honest.
I think
So
one aspect of, sorry to interrupt, but
no,
like because something you had just said about finding your peace, and I think one really important aspect of this whole discussion is sometimes confusing the people that disturb your peace or being important to your peace. Like if this person in my is not in my life, I do not have this, stability. I don't have their influence. I don't have, and sometimes it's we can't see from the inside looking in that they're actually part of the reason that our peace isn't where it needs to be in the first place.
absolutely.
And it's not even that we're flawed necessarily in the fact that we can't see it so much as we don't want to see it.
There you go. There you
Especially
go.
like say a friendship or a relationship that has lasted beyond the time that it really needs to last. Like
Mhm.
we simply can't see it any other way than what it is, even though the way that it really is may be detrimental to us.
That's right.
So it can be really hard to, take your mind out of that.
That's right.
And another part to it is like, I think sometimes we see ending things or letting things end as as the same thing, and they're not always. That's not always the case, in the sense that a friendship that has outlasted its usefulness to us,
Mhm.
we often think, and I think this is partly like just how people are today. Like
Mhm.
they want to make a scene. They want to have a big exit. They want to have
Mhm.
a conversation. They want to make it a point of like this is over. And
Mhm.
sometimes just letting it end is all that you have to do. And so
Yep.
sometimes we like psych ourselves up that, hey, this is going to be stressful. This is going to be painful. This is going to hurt everybody. And that like having to approach and have the discussion and actually end things directly, and,
Mhm.
and that fear of having that conversation prevents us from, like I said, just letting it end, which isn't as painful and as hard as we think that it's going to be. But there's
Absolutely.
just this weird idea that we have to make a scene out of it, or we have to make it a bigger deal than it is, when we can simply just let it end.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, and that's a very good point, Brian. Because I guess, and even for me, I was probably one of those people that felt like it had to be a grand exit. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now maybe that's why I'm maybe so much more at peace with how things are going currently, is because it's none of those things, and I'm just letting it naturally fizzle out and dissolve, and being cool with that.
Yeah.
And so that's a very good point. Very good
Yeah.
point. So, Kim, you brought up earlier, I was talking about closure earlier. And so I have, before we get out of here, I want to know, what does closure look like to you guys?
I've been battling with that question because I kept reading over it and I read over it when you first sent it to us, and even us talking about it. I don't have an answer for that because I don't know what closure looks like. Because after listening to Brian, I'm in my mind thinking that a lot of times when this closure is happening, I feel like I'm a failure.
That's
So
interesting.
so I don't have an answer for that one. But
And so, real quick, so that feeling of being a failure, is that what keeps you in situations longer than you should be?
yes,
Gotcha.
absolutely. And when Brian was talking, and I was getting emotional in my heart because I'm like, I'm not a failure, but why do I feel like I am?
Mm-hmm.
So
And
I'm
one
still
thing
trying
that
to fix that or figure that out. No, go ahead, Brian.
just say like one thing that has speaking I've kind of touched on job and friendship. Now I'm thinking to like a relationship and one of my granted I've been with Marcus for a very long time at this point, but before that I was kind of a I kind of had a savior complex about how I
Ooh, me
had
too.
that's
I
the
feel you.
types of relationships that I got into. And
Mhm.
and it was almost like not like yeah, I felt like I was a failure in the sense that I couldn't fix somebody. I stayed with somebody for I was with them for I don't know 4 or 5 years until he chased me around the house with a screwdriver and a hammer, and we
It was over.
put an end to that. But
Mhm.
it was almost like that had become my job of keeping him from being the crazy person that he actually was with a drug problem that I didn't know that he had. And um, not only did I feel like I had failed him, I felt like I was failing myself. I had lost my sense of purpose that had become keeping him centered and normal when he was literally a person that was just constantly falling apart. So
Oof.
that, yeah,
That's a good way to put it because that's
yeah.
exactly. I was telling somebody that the other day, and I was like, I feel like I'm a builder bear for men. And if you broken, baby, send him my way. And I'm gonna build him up. I'm gonna get his credit good. I'm gonna get his. He gonna look good. He gonna get a haircut. He gonna smell good. And then one day I'm like, what the? Or one day he wake up like, girl, bye. And then I'm like,
Oh,
wait a
you're gonna
minute.
make him perfect for somebody else.
And baby, I can name them on all these fingers. Like these men has moved on and they are great. And they came to me broken. And
Yep.
I feel like I failed myself, but in the same sense, fix them. So yeah, a build a bear man, honey. I'm what K Michelle said, you can't
Can't
raise
raise
a
them. Yeah.
baby. Kimberly Reynolds is that come my way, honey. We gonna get you fixed up. But no, don't come my way, sirs. If you ain't fixed,
Stay away.
please don't come my way. Stay away. If you need therapy, please go see somebody about your broken daddy issues, your broken mama issues, your broken baby mama issues. You can't get a job, you can't keep a job. Please don't come Kimberly Reynolds' ways because she don't want you no more. I want you to be at least halfway whole because we all still got things to be fixed on. But
Of
don't
course.
come to me all the way broken. Please. I can't fix you because I need somebody to save me.
Oh, okay. Come on now. So you want to be okay? Never mind. We'll leave it at that.
Save me, Mario.
We'll leave it at that. We will leave it at that. But that's good. But yeah, good points made. Both of you guys. So a lot to think about. Good,
Yeah.
good.
Hmm.
Mm.
Baby.
I don't know if I ever thought of you as being a build the bear type of woman, but
Baby,
anyway.
I can tell you the men that I have done it to.
Well, I guess my question was, well, then, so if you are aware of that, how do you not repeat the cycle again?
That's why I'm single.
Okay, okay.
Because that was my MO. I say this all the time. 18 and 50, I was in relationships. And most of the men that I was with were I had to give them some kind to
Projects.
they I was project baby built Bob the Builder baby. I Bob the Builder. You came to me, your teeth fucked up. Oh, I got dentist insurance. Oh, you don't know how to dress, baby? I love the shop. You fine, you baby. I love a good smelling man. Oh, let me go get you something. And next thing you know, baby, I see you walking down the street with some other bride. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. With them same clothes that I bought your ass? Fuck you. But that's what has been my MO. I'm like, the broken ones, I messed with this guy and I didn't even know he was a smoker because I said, I don't want nobody to smoke. He knew that. So he never smoked around me. And his mama, after like 2 years, I never saw this man smoke. And she said, you didn't know he smoked? I said, he never smoked around me. And one day he asked me for 10 cents to buy some fucking cigarettes. I said, you got me fucked up. Like, I went off on him. And I'm like, I didn't even know you smoked. But he said,
what did you say? 10 cents?
Because he ain't having, Bill the man, honey, he didn't even have enough fucking money for some damn cigarettes. And I said, bitch, I'll buy you some alcohol before I buy you some cigarettes. So
did you buy the alcohol?
Absolutely.
Ain't that it? My God, today.
9/11, 2/11, whatever that damn malt liquor was.
Who? 211?
What was it called? You know what I'm talking about?
I know what 211 is. My God, you bought that? Ooh, shit. After that, he didn't need no cigarette. Golly.
99 cents, baby. Back in the day.
My God, today. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm Bob the Builder, baby.
Well, hopefully that you learn.
I have
from some of the mistakes being made or that have been made, and then you move differently going forward.
Yes.
You're able to recognize, listen, hey, I'm, it may not hit you immediately, but like when you're starting to go down that road again, you kind of recognize that and say, listen, I need to pivot and go the other way.
Peace out.
Yeah, because the one thing, especially in dealing with people, is this, and I tell my daddy this all the time, is like people watch people, and some people that's their full-time job to prey on people. So your vulnerabilities, your insecurities, all those things, your Build-A-Bearness, your Bob the Builderness, people pick up on that, and so that's who they seek out, and that's how they maneuver on. And so then once you get tired and you move on or whatever like that, then they'll find somebody else to do it. So it's unfortunate, but it's true. So,
and that's the reality. And I told you the story. I met this guy at the restaurant, baby. He came to me, showed me his paycheck stubs, and I was like, okay, you got your own money. Okay. About 2 or 3 months in, he said, can I wash my clothes at your house? I said, blocked. You cannot.
Yeah, like where was you washing your clothes at before?
Where were you washing your clothes before?
Yeah.
And then he hit me up like 3 months after that. You was a good one. Boo. Leave me alone. Leave me alone in my mental health, sir. Go kick rocks.
Yeah. Some people make it a full-time job to prey on other people. Yeah, so it's unfortunate, but it's real life. It's real life.
Absolutely.
So we'll see. All right, guys. Well, thank you for sharing. And before we get out of here, if you happen to be in Indy, what is it? Labor Day weekend. Yep. Check out the Hip Hop White Party. Our very own DJ Evox will be spinning the ones and twos. Do you even call them ones and twos anymore? Probably not. That's I'm probably telling my age.
Because technically you do.
Oh, they still okay. All right. I thought I might be telling my age then, spinning the ones and twos. That's
no. The sides on a DJ controller say 1 and 2. So yeah.
Oh really? Oh, okay. All right. Cool. But yeah, so we got Max and Flossie presenting the Hip Hop White Party Labor Day weekend. So if you're in the Indianapolis area, by all means, check it out. Good time. I heard, like I said before, I heard the first one was amazing. So we're looking for. Excuse me. Ooh, how rude of me. looking forward to the second go around being just as amazing. So they can continue to move onward and upward from here on out.
Absolutely. It's going to be a good
one. All right, guys. Well, thank you. And we'll be seeing you all soon.